Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Chachodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. This lesson is going into, basically you have other camps where you have people that teach that you can have sex on the Sabbath, which the Sabbath is a holy day. It means to be separate, and you having sex, that makes you unclean. And Lord willing, I'll touch on that, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. So just to jump right into it, this is Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 26. And it says, "Her priests have violated my law, and they have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the clean and unclean. And they have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them." So the point being here, it says they have showed neither have they showed difference between the unclean, Salakia. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them. So basically, the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai is polluted amongst these different groups. Because one, you have groups that don't call on the names. They say like IOIC says, we don't know the name of the Heavenly Father or His Son. We'll know in the kingdom. Meanwhile, all the information is here now. They say that the Sabbath is based on Friday, Saturday. It's completely going off because the scriptures break it down clearly. What days that new moon and the Sabbaths fall on, because if you understand the scriptures, they tell you that the new moon is the dark moon. That's the beginning of the month, and the full moon, that's the middle of the month. And in between those, what do you call it? In between the full moon and the new moon, you have this what do you call it? A period of time. So pretty much, the Sabbaths will fall every 7 days. So that new moon, after the new moon, you start counting 6 days. That'll be the quarter moon. After that quarter moon, it'll be the full moon. And then it'll start to go down again. But the point being, these days are holy days. Now there's a new moon coming up. I believe, what is it? Let me see here. Maybe 1 second. So the new moon is coming up this Monday, Tuesday. So it would be a good time, if you haven't already been observing it, to start, looking at it. Just count the days. But anyway, back to this, Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 26. "Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, and neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean." So here, let's see, let's go look at this word for difference. Okay, let's look at this other word for difference. This is H914, badal. So it says to divide, to separate, to distinguish. To make distinction, to separate, to set apart. So with Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, you have things to set apart. You have things that are holy, you have things that are unholy, you have things that are clean, things that are unclean. And all holy, let's get this word, holy, H6944, Quadash, says it means to be a sacred place or thing. It says consecrated, dedicated, hallowed. Let me see, we're here. Set apart, separateness. So this is something that's set apart. This is set apart from everything else. And let's look at this word profane. H2455 Chal says profaneness, commonness, unholy, common. So it's not separated. That's amongst everything else. Let's see here. Unclean. H2931 Tama'a says foul in a religious sense, defiled, polluted, impure, ethically, religiously, ritually of places. So it's basically just unclean. And the clean says H2889 Ta Hawar says pure and clean. So you having sex on the Sabbath, which, let's see here. Let's get this first. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, that thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy maidservant, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So it's simple. That seventh day, which is the Sabbath, and you rest. All your servants, you, your children, everyone's resting that day. You use that day to, praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But we know we're in this captivity, so some of us, we have to work these days. We have to do certain things, and we're breaking the commandments. But we know that we can't fully keep the commandments because we're in captivity still. But we're still observing that this is the Sabbath. I'm gonna still do what I can in my mind. I might have to work or whatever, but I'm still praising Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So this is remember the Sabbath, and certain things like that you got to work. You ain't really got a choice in the matter because, like I said, you're in captivity. You got to pay them bills. You got to pay your taxes. You gotta, you're under subjection of this rule of the people here. We're not in rulership. Once we're in the kingdom of heaven, then we'll be keeping this fully. So remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So that's Kodash, to keep it set apart. Set it apart. So from here, let's look at Leviticus chapter 15 and 16. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even. And I'm gonna go here. Seed of copulation, seed H2233. Let me read that again. Everybody roll by. H2233 Azariah. Seed, the sowing or seeds, and it says number 3, semen viral. And you know what that is? That's your seed. That's when you bust off. That's what comes out of you as a man. So let's see here. Let's see what that says for copulation. That's your semen. Copulation. H7902 Shakaba says lying down of dew for the sexual act, carnally copulation. So the seed is being specific. The seed, the semen that comes out of you when you're lying down, it's not just when you lying down whatever. I mean, you can have nocturnal emissions or wet dreams, whatnot. You're that seed coming out of you, you'll still be unclean. But specifically talking about, when you lying with a woman, whenever you bust off, So, and if any man's seed, Leviticus chapter 15 and verse 16, and if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even. So let's see here. So that same word, H2930, tam ma'ah, it says it's unclean. I went into the word in Ezekiel. So you'll be unclean until the even. So when you do that, you have all the days throughout the week. You have 6 whole days to get this in. The Sabbath day, and you're not to be unclean. Which we know, we're in the captivity. Do the best of your ability. But on the Sabbath, hey, you can do that. You can be clean on the Sabbath. You can abstain from having sex on the Sabbath. And if you ain't got the self-control, you can practice that self-control, that one day on the Sabbath. It's very simple. Do not make yourself unclean on the Sabbath. It's a holy day. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said that he is holy, so be ye holy. Verse 17, and every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and shall be unclean until the even. So even your clothes, everything, the bed sheets, whatever, everything that gets the seed on it, that's unclean. Verse 18, the woman also with whom the man shall lie with, seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the even. So you're both unclean. Both you, the man, the woman, the clothes, everything that it gets on. So putting this together, you can't you can't have sex on the Sabbath. Like it's just you're breaking the law. Even though it doesn't say directly, but you're doing it. You're making yourself unclean. You're profaning the Sabbath. So here, I'm going to go here to Isaiah chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 16. Wash you, make you clean. So how are you doing that? How are you washing yourself? You're washing yourself through this word. It's the word that makes you clean. This water is all polluted. I mean, you should still do that, take a shower or whatever after having sex, but it's this word that really makes you clean, this word that cleanses you. Wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes, cease to do evil. So it's evil. It's an evil thing to have sex on the Sabbath, to teach people to have sex on the Sabbath, to not teach people the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to hide the name, to profane the Sabbath, to not say that the Sabbaths, say the Sabbaths are on a different day than what they really are. These are evil things. So they put away the evil from you. Verse 17, learn to do well, seek judgment. So this here was learn to do well. Like learn the right thing. Because the law says that they learn. Put 2 and 2 together. If the Sabbath day is supposed to be holy, and I do an act that makes me unclean, am I still keeping the Sabbath holy? If you do math, you took a basic algebra course. I believe it's with it might be where you're working with positives and negatives. If you multiply a positive times a negative, it's going to be negative. like that. If you, it's just simple. I mean, that act makes you unclean. You profane the Sabbath. Now, if you do say the day before, as long as you get clean, you shower or whatever before the end of the day, you should be all right. But you want to keep the Sabbath holy. We're trying our best in this captivity. So Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 17, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. So the point of that was being they learn to do well. Let's see here. Matthew chapter Matthew chapter 5, and then the point is in 19, but I'll start up at verse 17. Think not that I am, and this is Yahushua speaking, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. So a lot of people would think, especially Christians, that Yahushua, he did away with the law. That when he came, and now the law is done away with. Now you don't have to keep. It's like now you don't have to keep the laws. Now you don't even have to try to. Which groups like IOIC, they're constantly pushing keep the law, but they're teaching people to break the law. So think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And Yahushua fulfilled everything that was written about him in the law. He fulfilled everything. He even kept the law completely. So he did not come to put away the law or anything like that. He didn't come to do his own will. And not saying that was even his own will, but he came to do the work of his Father. He came to please his Father. And it was not to destroy the laws. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So nothing is going to leave from the law, because the earth abideth forever. And that's the smallest part of the law. None of it is going away. Verse 19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men to do so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So you teaching people to profane the Sabbath, to which they don't even have it on the right day. They're doing Friday, Saturday, and they're teaching men that it's okay to have sex on the Sabbath. You can call the name. You can call the name of the Lord anything that you want to. The name doesn't matter. You can call him Yoplait yogurt, this that. Hey, you're going off. You're teaching men wrong, and you're going to be the least in the kingdom. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So, if you're trying your best to keep the laws, statutes, commandments, which we understand that we're not going to be able to keep them all in these bodies, but at the same time you're teaching. This is an act of love. This is a thing for you because you're wanting people to turn back. You're out of fear for Yahweh Shem Yahushua are teaching these laws, statutes, and commandments. You're teaching the gospel. You're teaching what's really being said. you're given a proper understanding, and you're going to be great in the kingdom of heaven. So this is First John. This is First John chapter 5 and verse 3. This is the love of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. So let's look here at this word, because for this is the love of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments. Oh, let me start up one verse. This is First John chapter 5 and verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. When we love the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the love of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. So we're showing our love to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai when we keep His commandments, and it's not a grievous thing. So let me look here. This is G926, Baris. It says a heavy in weight, burdensome, severe. And I looked up this word burdensome. That's why I had it popped up. I had it just in a quick Google. This is difficult to carry out, to fulfill, undesirably restrictive. So difficult to carry out. The commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, while we can't keep them fully in these bodies, there's certain things that we can't do, but there's certain things, there's other ones like not having sex on the Sabbath. That's not a burdensome thing. You can refrain from doing that. Now, 1 John 5 and 3 again, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments. So let's hear, and His commandments are not grievous. So let's look at this word for love. This is G26, agape. And it's love, affection, or benevolence. Affection, goodwill, benevolence, brotherly love. Okay. But let's look here. Let's look at the word love in the Wiktionary.org. And this is love. And I'm going to skip down past the noun. And I'm going to go to the verb form. And I'm going to, right here, number 4, it says to seek the good or honor of someone, care deeply about, to be dedicated to someone or something. So, being that this is in a verb form, love isn't just, a word or that you say in passing, even though, it's said here in Babylon the Great, oh, I love you. And it's used to the point where it has no meaning. But love in actuality is a action word. You're not just saying it in passing. You're doing it. Your actions will show that you love somebody. So when you're teaching them correctly, teaching them that no, this isn't love, because you're teaching them wrong, and you're knowingly teaching them wrong. That's not love. You teaching somebody the wrong way so that they can get destroyed, or so that they can go off and break Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's commandments. And being that these people, even Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai said it himself. My people are foolish; they're sottish children. You have to keep in mind that a lot of people that are learning or don't know, that follow these different groups, they're sottish children. They're foolish. They're dumb. They're even like in the dumb animals. They don't get it. So you have to, take extra care to teach them the right way, because they're not going to get it. So you have to put that extra care, that showing them. And it's real easy, because they're easy to deceive, but also that, you have to keep in mind that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai wanted them to be deceived. And whoever's going to get it is going to get it. Because this isn't for everybody, but still, Out of love, you're gonna still teach the right way, even though you know they're not gonna get it. So this is out of honoring Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You're teaching the right way. You love Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and it's an action word. That's to care deeply about. That's to be dedicated to someone. Let's look at that word, dedicated. Dedicated, devoted, loyal, conscientious, devoted. Let's look at that. Oh, even that. Oh, look at that. Devoted. Back to where it started. Vowed, dedicated, consecrated, meaning to be holy. So you're completely set apart, strongly emotionally attached, very fond of someone or something, zealous, characterized by devotion. So going back, being separate, because you're separated unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So you're gonna be devoted to that, so to Him. You're gonna be separated to Him. Putting a difference between the clean and unclean. Showing that love, which is an action word. Again, this is I'll just read this real quick. John chapter 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments. And like I read, just reiterating that in the First John. If you love Yahweh Shai, you love Yahweh, you love Yahweh Shai, and you're gonna do your best to keep those commandments. You're gonna do your best to do what Yahweh Shai said. You're not gonna vary. You're not gonna, how do you call it? You're not gonna, is it diverge? Yeah, you're not gonna go off from what Yahweh Shai said. You're not gonna teach people the wrong thing. You're gonna take care to do what's right. This is and I'll close out with this. This is Luke chapter 6 and 46. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and not Slakia? And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? So let's look at this word for call real quick. Kaleo. It says call aloud, to call, to name by name, which it's to be called, i.e. bear a name or title. So given it a title, and let's look at that word for Lord, which is G2962, Kyrios. This is supreme and authority, master. He to whom a person or thing belongs, about which he has power of deciding, master, Lord, the possessor or disposer of a thing, the owner, one who has control of the person, the master. So basically, you say Yahweh Shai is your head. You say he's your master, he's your ruler, he's the head, he's the king, but you're not doing what he says. You're saying he's the ruler. You say, who's the king? But you don't do the things that he said, the things that he said to do. You don't do the things that are written in the scriptures. Let's see here. Do not. Oops. Luke 6 and 46. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? So you don't do. You call him master. You call him king, but you don't do the things that he says. That don't really sound like, what do you only obey him in word and not in actions? Verse 47, whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. So it says, whoever cometh to me, because nobody can just come to Yahweh Shai. You got to be led to him. So whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, that's the action word, doeth them, G4160, poieo, says to make something out, to do, to act rightly, to act well, or to act rightly, to do well, to execute, to do. So to perform to a promise. Okay. So, you're doing something. That's part of the love. You dedicated to Yahushua. You have a sense of honor to him. You got a loyalty to him. You're consecrated unto him. So you're holy unto him. So you're gonna have that reverence towards him. So whatever he says to do, you're gonna do it. And that's part of that love. It's not just in word, a passing phrase. Oh, I love you. It's not like that. You are showing through your actions that you love him. And if you love Yahushua, you're going to take heed to what's being said. It says, whosoever, Luke 6:47, whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and digged deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And that rock is Yahushua. He's that solid foundation. He's that foundation. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. So, in the coming times, the enemy is going to come in like a flood. Esau, Edom. This is coming. And those that built their house, their foundation was Yahushua. That built on Yahushua and didn't how do you say it? How did I say it? Diverge from him. And they're going to be like that house that was on a rock. They're going to be taken care of. Verse 49, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth. So if you're not calling on the names Yahweh or Yahushai, you don't believe in those names, you really don't have any foundation. You're not doing the things that Yahushai taught. You got no foundation, and it starts with those names. But he that heareth and doeth not, so they hear these words, but they don't do them. They say keep the commandments, but they don't do it. It's like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. So when the times come, when that storm comes, and those that don't have Yahushai, they don't have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, they're not gonna be able to stand in the times of trouble. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of you like day. Shalom.